Earl Wisen back with you on the Suburban Radio Hour. And this is a segment where we get to have a lot of fun and relax with my great colleague Anthony Bonaparte, features editor. And we have a special guest with Anthony today in studio, don't we, Anthony?
If we thought that special guest would make you behave, Beryl, we were wrong.
She brought cookies.
She brought
behaved.
cookies, yes,
she brought
exactly.
Cookies.
Okay, yeah.
At Montreal, you have not tasted cookies.
They're
like
fantastic.
Jen's cookies.
I even had 2 of them, and I hate cookies.
That's
usually.
why you're so, nice and sweet today. All that
The sugar.
avarice.
Jen
Hi,
is
Jen.
in the house.
Hi, I'm here. Yay. This is fun. I like being in studio. It's
We
very
like
fun.
having you.
Congratulations.
And I had to bring the cookies. I knew that they would
No, that
be.
was wonderful.
I'm glad.
But
I'm
now
glad
you
you're
set a
enjoying it.
standard from
I
which
know.
Anthony and I cannot deviate.
I know.
We may not be able to do this show without these cookies ever
Don't
again.
let the others at the office know or I'm going to be in big trouble.
No,
getting
we'll
cookie
make
orders.
sure no one's listening to us.
So if next week you're not here, are you going to bring the cookies there, Beryl?
Who's on cookie duty next week?
All I can do is buy you a bunch of Oreos or anything else you want. I don't know. I can't do this. This is magical.
So welcome to our nightmare, Jen.
Thank you. I love it in here. It's fun. All right.
We began talking about this last week, but we're going to talk about it a bit more this week. We have a family day, the Suburban's family day, coming up on
Family
June.
and Pet Day.
Family and Pet Day. I'm
And
sorry.
pet.
I keep forgetting
Don't
the pet
forget
part.
the pets. There you go.
Pets are important.
Yeah, June 15th. I think this event really highlights what the Suburban is all about, right? We're a community paper. We want to serve the community, and now we're inviting everybody from the community to come out and join us for a really fun day. I think the best part about our event is it's free. We have bouncy castles, and we're going to have a reptile guy, and we're going to have face painters. And usually you go to these types of events, and as a parent, you drop an arm and a leg. And this is not the case with our Suburban Family and Pet Day. It is free for everybody to attend. Plus, we're going to have, exotic cars and food trucks. And we're going to have lots of great prizes, too. We're going to be doing some raffles and giving away prizes to Park Safari, the Laval Rocket, the Montreal Alliance. And we're going to be supporting local charities. So, you really can't get more community-oriented than this family day. So it's taking place on June 15th at Centennial Park in Beaconsfield.
Music, inflatables, pets, family events, exotic cars, food trucks, vendors. Which one will we find Beryl next to most of the time?
There is a special tent next to one of the biggest trees with a lot of shade, where I can just unfold my chair and sit there with my,
Are you going to be
double-breasted-
sunbathing?
No, I'm going to be in a double-breasted blazer.
Of course you are with an ascot.
Don't you know?
What am I
That's
thinking?
what the chair was for, the
Gotcha.
shade.
I'm sorry. Of course, you're going to need shade with all
I
that.
picture you next to the exotic cars.
The exotic cars I would love.
Usually with exotic cars, there's attractive women sitting next to them. For
Really?
some reason. Apparently.
Apparently, really.
That's what I'm.
Well, I
that's
think
what I'm told.
I think you and I should definitely make a point of being next to the exotic cars. However, I have noticed another thing about exotic cars parked in. The pets tend to come over
To the cars?
to humans.
Oh.
Standing next to the cars.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I didn't notice that. Well, if you're looking for me, if you're looking for me,
You're
look
going to be
next
nice to the pets, right?
Of
Anthony?
course, always.
Well, make sure that I am, because I don't.
The pets, yes. Maybe not so much the kids, but the pets, yes. No.
You'll find me.
Anthony is
You'll
great
find me
with
next-
kids.
I know he is. He plays it up like he's not, but every time I brought my son into the office, he's been lovely with him. So
I can smile
it's
like
a
a hypocrite with
facade.
the best of them.
It's a facade.
I'll be next to the food trucks.
Are you going to be there?
Of course, I'm going to
Well,
be
there.
there with my pup
your
and
pet?
my son, and I've been asked to try to man maybe some of the bouncy castles because I'm the super mom in training, but I'm going to need some training for that because anybody who's been around bouncy castles and hundreds of kids knows that's a job in and of itself. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, I will be there, of course.
So everybody, June 15th at Centennial Park
Beaconsfield.
in Beaconsfield.
Yep, we'll all
See you
be
there.
Yep, put a face to the name that you hear the voices on the radio.
You asked the question online in one of your recent blogs about caffeine in kids. Talk about that a little bit.
So I saw a post recently on a mom board, a local mom board on Facebook, and they were asking if it was acceptable, I guess, or okay to give their teenager coffee. Their teenager wanted to leave for school and have coffee. And then people started chiming in and saying, well, I give my kids coffee. We're from Latin America or we're from Italy. And it's a big thing to make them con leche or a latte. So it's very milk heavy, but there's still a shot of espresso in there. And people really got into this debate of whether it was okay. So, I mean, I did some research. We all know that there's negative effects to caffeine on kids while they're growing up, and it can have negative. But yet we do let our kids eat chocolate bars and have the occasional sodas and whatnot. So I raised the question, would you let your kids have coffee? Now, I personally, my son every once in a while wants a little bit of mommy's ice cap from Tim's. Can you blame him? They're absolutely delicious. He's 11. I let him have a few sips, the occasional soda. Would I hand my kid a coffee? Probably not. But I started pretty young. I think I started drinking coffee as a teenager. I was 14, 15 years old in the morning. So I was just curious if there were other parents out there. Did you guys drink coffee at a young age? Are you coffee drinkers now?
I am.
I am a big coffee drinker.
Huge.
No.
No, eh?
I take caffeine pills.
What?
Do you
I take
really?
caffeine
Yeah, but
pills.
it's not as much
It's easier.
fun as tasting.
Right.
I know, seriously, I never really got into coffee. I like it when it's full of milk and sweet, but that's not good for me. So I have to have it black. And when it's black, meh, not so
Yeah.
good. So yeah, no.
Try it with a shot of Irish whiskey next time.
You and your Irish whiskey. I think you would have to Irish whiskey
What?
to anything.
Well, yes, of course.
But the coffee,
I can make bourguignon with Irish whiskey.
I don't doubt it.
On top of the bourguignon.
There you go. There you go.
I think giving coffee to kids is a cultural thing, like you said, for example, Latin American countries. I mean, I'm sure there are cultures also where, jalapeno peppers
Yeah, spicy food.
are served in the baby formula.
Sure, Thailand and stuff, they eat very tight, spicy foods and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know, but
The coffee and kids, I don't know. I'm not Xanax, maybe I'd feed my kid if I had one, but not necessarily coffee.
I think at this stage, kids have enough energy that we don't really need to lace them with any more caffeine. That's just my
I
take.
remember when I had my first coffee. I must have been maybe 7 or 8 years old. I hated it.
Of course.
And my first beer, I think I had at maybe 10, and I hated it.
Sure.
First brandy, maybe at 12.
Hated
How
it?
old were
Hate
you?
it.
Hate
But you know what happened over the years? I've grown to appreciate it.
What?
All of them,
Beer and
except beer, except coffee.
beer never really, I
change.
take it or leave it, but the brandy and the caffeine is great, and brandy and caffeine is even better. But at around 7, I remember my father and my uncles calling in the cousins, and they would take a piece of black bread, dip it in a shot glass of vodka, and we would eat the bread, and that's how we got used to vodka.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool. I like that.
it's wonderful.
I'll try it.
How's that? How about trying that with Cameron?
Vodka-soaked bread? Nah, I think I'll wait a few more years for that
Well, you
snack.
make these great cookies. You can make like black bread soaked in because the molasses and the black bread and the vodka, they marry well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to try that.
Next week's assignment. How's that?
Okay, look for a blog on the Suburban.com with a recipe for...
You wrote a piece on David G. Goldenberg. You talked about that a little bit in the past. And this is the guy who basically bullied a kid a little bit 25 years ago and felt some remorse.
Yeah, I think so. So he actually, what kind of spawned this whole thing was that he was bullied as a kid, and the person reached out to him in adulthood and apologized, and he said he was surprised, but it really lifted a weight for him. And so it got him to thinking, and he remembered a kid that he had bullied. And so now he's trying to find this kid. He took out an ad with the paper. He got a few leads, didn't quite find the kid. So we have a lot of details in the article as well as his email address. And I think it would be really cool, a follow-up story, if we actually found this kid and he got to apologize, because he's a father now and he feels really bad that he picked on this one particular kid. And so he's out to find this kid so he can apologize.
As we were working on the story over the past month and a half or so, because it came to our desks, it made me start thinking about people that I might have done stupid things to, 30, 40 years ago. And yeah, there's a couple of them that came up, and I still feel bad. There's one person in particular.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You? No?
No. Anybody I did bad things should deserve it.
You're a heartless bastard, bro.
I am not. I'm selective with whom I'm heartless with.
Well, I told the story that I found the one person that I bullied and I apologized, and he had no idea who I was. And I poured my heart out to him. So,
That's disgusting. Give me his name. I'll fix him.
well, I still
I'll have to have a
know
talk with him.
In the past issue, Dr. Mitch talked about osteoporosis. In a next issue, he's talking about some of the things we have to look forward to this summer. In other words, summer safety, pool safety, kids drowning, kids being left in the back of a hot car, and pets and stuff like that.
Can you ask Dr. Mitch, who we all love,
Yes.
can you ask him to write about something that's a little,
Uplifting.
Uplift, happy, like something, some pill we can take for happy. Because every time he writes something about some condition, I have an empathy pain.
This time, there's no condition right now. He's just giving us warnings to how to be safe this summer. It's very important to pass that information along right now. And that's it for now.
We have our FYI section as well.
FYI section coming up.
FYI is coming up on the Suburban.com. We've profiled a lot of the entertainers that are going to be at our Family Day, June 15th. And
Centennial Park in Beaconsfield.
That's right. So if you go to the Suburban.com, you can read up on some of these great musicians and entertainers that'll be at Family Day. So
and all the pet suppliers. There's a lot of will have tents and not booths, but tents.
Yep, absolutely.
So everything you need for your pet will be there.
The whole family will be there. There you go.
And food trucks.
And what?
Food trucks.
Yes, thankfully.
Anthony really wants everybody to know there will be food trucks.
That's very important.
All right, thanks a lot, Jen.
Thank you.
Jen, wonderful having you. Beryl Wiseman, editor of the Suburban on Suburban News Hour. And we'll be right back with Mike Cohen and Entertainment and Society News right after we check in with the CJD Traffic Desk.